Mech Warrior. It all kinda means the same thing to each of us. You might have different memories. Maybe you played the first Mech Warrior game ever made, or for your Sega, or for your Super Nintendo, or PlayStation, or Xbox. Maybe the last Mech Warrior game you played was 15 years ago. But for those of us that do love the Battletech Mech Warrior franchise, we have something in common. But there's also those of us that have not played certain games. The reason I'm here today is normally I play MechWarrior Online. That's really what I'm known for. MechWarrior Online is a great game, and it's really the only MechWarrior game that I've played. Although I have played the older games in the past, MechWarrior Online seems to be the one that sticks. PGI created MechWarrior 5 most recently. It's a big deal. The last game that had been put out was MWO 4, and I'm here to give you a new player experience and my personal opinion on the game itself. If you like MechWarrior Online and you haven't played MechWarrior 5, I would suggest sticking around. MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. A game that a lot of people have been waiting for. This game has been out for a while now, and I am a new player. I've had this game for maybe about, I don't know, a few days, and basically what I'm trying to say is this is a review from a new player. And not only that, I am a huge MWO fan, so this is going to be pretty interesting, as I will tell you if it's either worth getting or not even worth bothering. So hang in there, stick around, and if you like MechWarrior Online, make sure to check out my channel, subscribe, like, comment. Trust me, there's some good stuff on there. And now it's time to get into the nitty-gritty. Managing your own mercenary company, your own mech warehouse, where you make repairs, you spend money, you hire pilots, you buy mechs, ammunition, take on contracts. There's a lot going on in this game. Don't let the bad reviews fool you. Graphics wise, we'll do a whole section on that. But for the most part, me having just a mediocre graphics card, GTX 1050, AMD Ryzen 5 processor, older, it's an older one. It runs pretty well, even on, I believe this is like low and medium graphics right here. Doesn't look too bad. Story mode, the campaign. If you can get past the single player part of this game, meaning that there's really no multiplayer other than co-op, then you'll be just fine. If you like piloting mechs, especially MWO mechs, it's almost the same type of design. Gameplay, mechanics, pretty smooth. Again, having something to lose really makes you fight differently. It'll make you take on certain contracts differently. It'll make you protect certain parts of your mech differently. It'll make you maybe not take that extra locust pilot. It's unlike MechWarrior Online, you don't have anything to lose. This game you have a lot to lose, and the combat is different. There's more intensity going on here. I really want to succeed. Now when you're fighting, it really comes down to the mechs. Now sometimes the aircrafts, the choppers can get intense because there's so many of them. Now if you're tired of the campaign, you can go into another mode called Instant Action. What this allows you to do is pick any mech you want from the Inner Sphere list. It's every Inner Sphere mech from MWO, so just imagine all of them. Clan mechs aren't added yet, I don't think. Maybe there's a mod for it, I'm not sure. Anyways, you can pick your allies, up to 3 allies with you, what mechs they have. You get to pick the map, the mission type, the enemy, literally. You can pick the enemy to be anyone. You can pick them to be Comstar. You can pick them to be Periphery Bandits or Outlaws. You can pick them to be FRR or Steiner Forces. Or there's a lot to choose from. You can pick it to be a military type of engagement or a rural or urban type of engagement. You can pick the weather patterns or the density of the fog if there's lightning. Yeah. Your imagination is really what it comes down to with this game. And if you're wanting to be a battle mech mercenary commander in charge of all the crazy stuff, you know, if your mercenary unit succeeds or not, it's up to you. And it doesn't make it easy. It doesn't hold your hand, which is what I like. Something that really drove me to really want to do more was close calls, such as this clip here. Me and this javelin literally facing off against this griffin here, and every hit he got with me with that PPC really shook me up. I really felt it, and the odds were against me. Let's get into some of the more detailed stuff off the basics here. First of all, single player mode. They managed to make a single player game, not an RPG, a mech shooter, single player, in 2019, 2020, and the years to follow. And it be entertaining, interesting, give you challenge, something to look forward to. A big name, Mech Warrior. MechWarrior 5 is definitely going to be a staple within the games to come. Could even be a new starting point. But before you decide if you want to buy it or not, just from what I've said, let me get into a little bit more detail about this. This is your main hub. When it comes time to view your contracts, your jobs, your missions, you can accept, and all of this is going to happen in one place. Your main hub up here. You'll be able to see which contracts you have, which ones are offered, and you'll be able to use your negotiation points. As you can see here, here's an example of negotiation points between C-bill payout, salvage bonus, and your damage copay. All that's pretty important when it comes to fixing and repairing your mechs in the warehouse, or salvaging, getting good items on the battlefield. Reputation points mean a lot, so you want to do a good job, and doesn't mean you have to stick with the same contractor all the time. You actually want to branch out. You want to be known across the inner sphere. You want to be the Mech Warrior, the mercenary unit that is well known, the best merc unit there ever was, because this is what you do. Your star map is where you basically go to navigate your way around the system, around the inner sphere, and it's a pretty big map. Now each of these little dots is a planet, and planets have things like contracts. They have people and factions on them willing to pay you to do certain things, and then some planets may not have any contracts, but they may have pilots for hire. So each planet usually has something like that. If it doesn't have pilots for hire, it may have maybe a manufacturing planet, so it's got a ton of stuff you can buy, like ammunition or even mechs, things like that. So each planet usually has something to offer, and most of the time you can get information just by clicking on it. So the star map is something you want to get recognized with, and that's something that it's really neat, because there's so many places to go and so many contracts and so many things could go wrong. Customization and loadouts. Well, first of all, painting, you can really make whatever color you want, whatever patterns. They have quite a few patterns from MWO that they put into here, so it kind of transfers over real nice. And the color scheme, you don't have to pay for colors, or you don't have to do any of that crazy crap, so that's nice. You can really do whatever you want, make your own paint scheme. When it comes to loadouts, this is where the line gets kind of drawn, because in MWO you can make a lot of crazy loadouts that normally wouldn't have ever happened, which is awesome. But this is a totally different game. Remember, this is not a multiplayer PvP. This is the best multiplayer you're going to get is co-op, and even then, it's amazing that the game is this fun and this entertaining without having multiplayer. It's just single player, you know, and that's what MechWarrior was originally a storyline that you dove into, and you're busy with managing your mercenary company. You're really managing a mercenary company. Here, don't listen to all those reviews. This game is definitely a fun game, and if you're a fan of MechWarrior Online, I highly recommend getting it. It's on sale at the moment, and it goes on sale a lot, but
It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, there are some really sketchy cutscenes.
I think we're under attack. This is under heavy bombardment. I've ordered a full evac. You need to hurry.
Yeah, copy that.
But do not let that I was actually shocked by it. Scene looks like it's a MechWarrior 3 cutscene from the late 90s, early 2000s. And what's weird is like the rest of the game is just beautiful. It's just gorgeous, and there's just these random scenes that just look like that, and maybe it just doesn't load all the way or render all the way or something. It didn't look like anything rendered in that shot. Maybe I didn't have the graphics turned up, but that right there, I don't know if anyone's ever seen that yet that haven't played it, but do not look at that and say that's what the game looks like, because here's what the game looks like on low settings. I'll let it play out like this. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Fuzzy Nova out. Some help here. Oh. Come on, Locust. What do you got? Come on, Centurion.